All right, ladies and gentlemen, all PlayStation niggas come to the front. Got a little bit of drama coming out of the PlayStation camp. I saw this on the timeline. Let's read the caption first. Jim Ryan pushed for PlayStation to make 12 live service games. 8 of them were canceled after burning insane piles of cash, and so far only Marathon and Helldivers 2 are on the board, so Concord is in there. Now, the original article states, former head of Sony Worldwide Studio Yoshida says Jim Ryan fired him from the PlayStation studio. Oh my lord. Jim Ryan wanted to remove me from first party because I didn't listen to him. He asked to do some ridiculous things and I said no. Oh my lord. What I tell y'all, bruh? Stop yelling at these game devs. It's always the suit. How long is this shit? Oh, it's not long. All right, let's read it. Yoshida, the former head of Sony Worldwide Studios, has remarked that he was fired from the role by then CEO Jim Ryan because I didn't listen to him. Speaking at the 2026 edition of Australian Games Festival, the 31-year PlayStation veteran introduced himself by recounting his long career, including his transition from leading PlayStation's first-party studio efforts for over a decade to becoming the company's indie game evangelist as the head of PlayStation's indies. I helped Sony Santa Monica make God of War, Naughty Dog to make Uncharted, and The Last of Us and Sucker Punch to make the beautiful Ghost of Tsushima. I feel like I know where this is going. It seems like the Japanese brother wanted to stick to the PlayStation plan, create those epic single-player adventures and characters that we know and love. But somebody in America got greedy. Somebody colonized PlayStation! We need more profits, more profits, more profits! Bring me that live service. Fuck Kratos. This is crazy, man. He said, describing his work during the 2000s, Ghost of Tsushima was one of the last games that I worked on as the president of the Worldwide Studios. But in 2019, after 11 years leading the first-party development, I was fired from the role. Jim Ryan wanted to remove me from the first party because I didn't listen to him. He said happily, prompting laughter from the audience. He asked to do some ridiculous things, and I said no. Dad, this nigga petty, bruh. He laughed because he's like, look at your ass now. Concord, 200 million in the fucking hole. He petty. Ridge Racer. It's always the Westerners. That's a good way of putting it. I was thinking of something else, but I like the way you worded that, Wolf. The Westerners are fucking up PlayStation. Interesting. There's a pattern here. When Guerrilla Games co-founder Herman Hurst was announced the new head of Worldwide Studios, Sony was vague about the terms of the transition, simply saying that Yoshida would leave his current position as president to become head of the newly formed initiative that will focus on nurturing external independent creators. Jim Ryan, who joined Sony's Computer Entertainment in 1994, served as the CEO of Sony's Interactive from 2019 to 2024. During Ryan's tenure, Sony Interactive moved into the film and television production, reorganized Sony's Worldwide Studios into PlayStation Studios, acquired Insomniac Games, Housemarque, Nixxes, Bluepoint, Haven, Bungie, Bluepoint just got let go, and Bungie, and made a concerted effort to publish games on PC and develop live service titles, at one point targeting 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 live service releases by 2025. This is such an insane level of greed, because I need y'all to understand something, right? Even if all 12 live service games came into fruition, none of us, including me or you in the chat, has time to play all 12 games. This is why I've been saying live service games are the devil. These people are crazy. Arc Raiders alone commanded a large chunk of the gaming community. If them niggas are addicted to fucking Arc Raiders and NBA 2K and fucking Marathon, there's only so much time and money to invest. Most people at most are playing 1, maybe 2 live service games. The fact you wanted 12? You're out your rabbit ass mind. So what's the problem, ladies and gentlemen? Say it with me. Capitalism. Because I grew up with Jim from the PS1 days, you don't have one of your friends as one of your subordinates, Yoshida remarked. However, Ryan offered Yoshida the role to focus on improving PlayStation support for indie development because everybody in the company knew how much I loved indie games. I really enjoyed the role of promoting and evangelizing indie games, he emphasized. This man's basically for the culture, man. He gave us some of the best AAA games, but also he loves the small studios too. Yoshida eventually left PlayStation in January 2025 after 31 years with the company and formed his own indie game consulting firm. As he describes it, I was helping indie publishers and developers at Sony for the last 5 years, so I feel like I'm continuing to do the same kind of thing, but now I'm freelance. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Going out there and getting your own money. I'm free to show up in any podcast. Now I can talk about Nintendo, Xbox, Steam, he said, to more audience laughter, and I get to see how Nintendo and Xbox support indies, so it's very, very cool. In the rest of his talk, titled What Makes an Indie Game Successful, Yoshida walked through 12 standout indie games that resonated with him and the reasons why, including Journey, Dead Cells, Encryption, Cult of Lamb, Viewfinder, Fall Guys, Marvel Snap, World Game, Ball Pit, Doki Doki, Nine Souls. Most of these I know, they're pretty good, yeah. Yoshida also used his talk to provide advice for indie developers. When you follow the trend, you're always too late. That's a bar. One of the reasons why a lot of these live service games fail, I'm gonna give you an example, right? The hottest live service game right now is probably Arc Raiders. Even though it's a bit on the decline, the hottest live service game right now is Arc Raiders, at least new. The reason a lot of these live service games fail is because there is some studio right now that sees the success of Arc Raiders and they say, "Ooh, we got to make our own version of Arc Raiders." But if you know anything about game development, at bare minimum, it takes at least 2 years to make a decent game. A lot of these games are taking 3, 4, 5 years, but at bare minimum, it takes 2 years. So if you decide today to make an Arc Raiders competitor, then 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the road, there's no guarantee that audience will be here anymore. And that is the number one reason why a lot of these live service games fail. So many people in the chat be like, "Oh, it's because nobody likes live service games." No, you niggas love them. 15 of the top 20 games on Steam are live service. 9 of the top 10 best-selling games on PlayStation last year were live service. You just got to create the trend before it happens. The first year, 3 years ago, I played this game with 3 accounts because I couldn't get enough. I used to say during that time that I live in between Marvel Snaps, so that destroyed me. Yoshida says he eventually dropped 1 Marvel Snap account per year until weaning himself off. This man was addicted. Shout out to Ariel Smoke with the super chat. Appreciate you. Wealthy elites equal corruption in a chaotic world. F them, bro. This shit is fucking funny, bro. So if you're wondering why PlayStation is in the position that it's in, blame Jim Ryan. Is he still working for Sony? I think the main issue with live service games is that the game is space can only take so many at a time due to the heavy time commitment. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People only have so much time and money, and then on top of that, you have to be on top of the trends. It's just such a he retired. It's such a risky endeavor, and it's like, bro, just make more pragmatas. More Expedition 33s, drop them for 50, 60 bucks. Let people carry that shit and keep it moving, man. Everything doesn't need to be live service. The Elden Ring film will be released on March 3rd, 2028. Now in production in the UK. Written and directed by Alex Garland for A24. Filmed for IMAX. We also have a first look at the cast. Who's playing who in the live action Elden Ring? Kit Connor is Vike or the unnamed Tarnish. So this will be us, basically, the single player person. Heartstopper and Wayfair Star. Kit, are these good? I've never heard of this dude. So he's the main actor. He's the main. Let's look this up. Anybody familiar with Kit Connor? Is he the main dude from Ready Player One? I think. I don't know Heartstopper though. I'm not too familiar with it. You there day one? Yes, Elden Ring. This Elden Ring. It's gotta be there. Heartstopper got an 8.5. It's a good TV show, apparently. So he must be decent. Ben Winshaw as the sorcerer. I don't know who any of these people are. Kaylee Spaney as Melina, maidenless type shit. Tom Burke as Blade. Stop when y'all know if y'all know any of these actors. Havana Rose as Ronnie. Do you think they're gonna throw the stuff from the DLC in the movie? Nah. Sonoya as King Renala or Queen Renala. Jonathan Price as the big ass turtle. Ruby Cruz as Rodrika. These are all new to me. I don't really care if they're new or they're old, as long as it's good. Let's just wait. My thing is, like, I'd rather wait for the trailer. Nick Offerman as the big ass pot. You think they're going to use the JG build for Radon? Yeah, they're going to cast lots of magic. John Hotchkinson. I cannot talk today. As Gideon. Oh, shit. We need new actors. I don't want to see Rock or Brad Pitt. Nah, real shit. That's what I'm saying. New act. As long as they stick to Landon, that's all that matters. Jefferson Hall is Radon. Emma Lynn as Queen Marika. Based off these character castings, I think it's just going to be the main game. Peter Sephiroth, sorry, as the merchant. Where's Tom Holland? Get the fuck out of here. It's very British. So you don't have to worry about people calling this movie woke. Very pale skin, which, I mean, you know, it's a fantasy movie. So, you know, based off a fantasy game. So, you know, I think the most ethnic thing in here is probably Ruby Cruz, last name Cruz. That's about it. Peter's decent. Okay, y'all saying there's some decent actors in here. This is all just some dudes speculating. This is just yapping. Boom, 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 boom. Is it? This isn't confirmed? Veteran cast, who's playing who? Announces a shorter detail, so here's our best guesses. Oh, this is why it's important to read. You might be right. Live action adaptation Elden Ring finally has a release date and confirmed cast, but the recent announcement the actors Kit are starring in the adaptation. Wait, no, it says confirmed. Garland's film is still nearly 2 years away, and we know very little about what kind of story the Elden Ring movie will tell. We don't know if Garland will directly be adapting the events of the game. No, this is confirmed. They just don't know what story they're adapting from the games. Nah, these are confirmed characters. Peter's the original voice of Darth Maul. I like the new one. It doesn't bother me. We'll see. I gotta wait until see what the trailer drops, and then we'll see what the vibe is. And other good news. You remember a couple weeks ago when we covered that story? People were saying that the heads at Amazon were saying make the Mass Effect TV show less video gamey. Turns out that shit was cap. Exclusive, Daniel Casey, co-showrunner of Amazon's Mass Effect series, shuts down rumors about a rewrite for a non-gamer audience. I don't know where the fuck that non-gaming quote came from or who said it, but at no point that has never been said to me. Do you have any non-spoiler tips for Mass Effect 2? Yeah, do all the loyalty missions. I've found out from like just talking about Mass Effect that a lot of people don't do the loyalty missions. First of all, they're probably the best missions in the game, but you want to do them so that you can power up your castmates, your teammates to like max power. You caught them all show? Yeah, it's been fire so far. Resident Evil Requiem Mercenaries rumors heat up after an alleged leak. Resident Evil Requiem fans believe next month's mysterious content update will add a new version of the franchise's Mercenaries mode after an alleged data mine leaked released tense new music. The already strong rumors that Capcom would soon reanimate its classic arcade offering started to hold more weight for players after Twitter user, this person said they uncovered previously unheard tunes while digging through the game's files. The 10 tracks shared don't seem to be associated with any specific kind of naming convention, but a few key details have players thinking it could be our first taste of a new Mercenaries mode for the 9th mainline entry in the survival horror series. Resident Evil Requiem has its fair share of intense moments, but allegedly data mine tracks like track 7 and 9 lean a bit harder into the high-octane sounds one might find and expect from the Mercenaries. The real nail in the coffin, though, is track 3 and 4, which are backed by a constant ticking noise, suggesting they could be tied to the kind of time-based events the mode is known for. Where past core Resident Evil experiences primarily focused on delivering undead action structured around a thrilling story, Mercenaries plops players into arenas for an arcade-style shooting gallery that often comes with time limits, special abilities, and more. The mode is also known for featuring a variety of playable characters, with the Resident Evil 4 Remake Incarnation, for example, allowing players to tap into not only Leon as Kennedy, but Ada Wong and a bunch of villains in like Albert Wesker. Take it with a grain of salt. It doesn't confirm anything. It's just people speculating based off the sound files that they found in the game. But let's act like it's real for a second. On a scale to 1 to 10, with 10 being the most excited, how excited would you be if Resident Evil Requiem added multiplayer? And it's free. What if it was free too? Y'all on that chat? Y'all on that shit? 1, 8.5, 9, 10. Most people seem like they're excited. I would have to see a trailer because I never played it before, so I don't know if the old modes are good or not, but I have Resident Evil 9, so if it looks good, I'd be open to trying it. Brrr, free with a battle pass? No. We don't need a we don't need a Capcom battle pass. Most people seem like they would be excited though in the chat. That's good. Sony has global plans for PlayStation age verification. The report cites an email from Sony Interactive Entertainment that reads, verify your age to keep using communication features, and goes on to reveal plans to implement worldwide age verification later this year. As Sony Interactive Entertainment, we are committed to creating a safe, age-appropriate experiences for players and families while respecting privacy and giving players and parents meaningful control over their gaming experience, the message continues. As part of our compliance with global regulations, you'll need to verify your age later this year to continue using PlayStation communication features such as messages and voice chat. You'll still be able to access other PlayStation services like games, trophies in the store if you do not verify your age. Sony isn't the only entity in the gaming sphere currently pushing for age verification. Discord recently faced immense backlash. Yeah, we know what my thing is. How are we verifying this? Are we doing IDs? Are we doing social security? Because I ain't doing none of that, bro. What the fuck? You know, it's funny too, and it's good that they said that you'll still have access to games and trophy in the store. I don't know if PlayStation knows, but most of us are using Discord. So if you're asking for my social security number to fucking play online fully with PlayStation, I don't care. I'm using Discord, nigga. I'm not putting that shit on. Yeah, I'm not uploading shit. You're just gonna push us all to Discord. Isn't there Discord on PlayStation and Xbox now too? That shit's fucking funny, man. Oh my goodness. What else we got? Bro, y'all don't give a fuck about them kids. Stop. Speak for yourself, bro. If I had kids, I wouldn't let them on Roblox. You can speak for yourself, nigga. What's going on, chat? What's going on? Earlier, a lot of you in the chat were saying you want to be a rape victim of fucking Anissa and Invincible. We got niggas in here saying that nobody actually cares about protecting kids from pedophiles and shit. What's going on, man? Y'all okay? What's going on, chat? Y'all okay? Oh, boy. Polymega's remix. He might be talking about PlayStation. If that's the case, you need to specify that. Like you're saying, they're just trying to collect our data, because the way you worded it came across as very weird, bro. Yeah, I'm hoping you worded that wrong, bro. That I'll accept that answer. That makes more sense. You gotta word things a little bit more correctly, though. Yeah, he's talking about the data collect. Yeah, you worded that a little weird. You should have been like, PlayStation don't give a fuck about these kids. They just trying to collect data. That makes more sense. Polymega Remix, a legal way to emulate your retro games on PC, is shipping next month. What time do you stream most of the time? Whenever I hit start. I don't have a schedule. Polymega is an emulation-based console which was originally released in May of 2021, and it let players rip their own physical cartridges and CDs into the hard drive. The $450 console has numerous add-ons, each of which adds a new cartridge slot and controller support. However, the company has continually suffered from stock issues, while some players have found the $450 price tag too high for an emulation device. I agree. Like, just get a cheap computer. What the fuck? Polymega Remix is their attempt to address both of these problems, offering a lower cost device, which is said already is complete mass production and is on its way to our facilities. Remix, which is priced at $199, features the same support for CD titles and element modules, but instead connects to other devices, starting with Windows, PC, and handheld devices, and uses their processing power to run its emulators through the free Polymega app. So basically what is from what I'm getting, is this device allows you to, like, let's say you own a collection of PS1, PS2 games or whatever. It allows you to burn the games directly from the disc into this device and then play them on your computer if you want to. But my thing is, like, who's trying to do all that? Like, if I already own the game, I'm just going to go allegedly download the fucking ROM. Like, why would I want to do all this? Because for those unaware, emulation is legal so long as you actually own the game. And me personally, I only emulate games that I own. This kind of seems like a waste of money. And then last but not least, I thought this was pretty cool, so I thought I'd share it. A French Yu-Gi-Oh fan developed a 3D dueling system all by himself in 7 months. He made chips that recognize 360 cards, 3,600 cards. When you place a card, the 3D monster appears on the field. The camera automatically changes at the moment of summoning. Now, before I play this video, hey, Frenchman, just some advice. If you haven't done this already, I pray you did. I hope to fucking God you patented this technology. I'm gonna play this video.
Le seul et l'unique, le dragon blanc aux yeux bleus. Aujourd'hui, je suis très heureux de pouvoir vous dire, j'ai réussi. Dealer, dragon blanc aux yeux bleus.
That's hard. I ain't gonna hold you. If I had this shit, I would get back into Yu-Gi-Oh, dog. This shit is tough.
C'est que quand je pose la carte, ça change.
This is tough.
Et que là, vous voyez la carte.
Overnight billionaire. That's why I said I like to see people win. I hope to God you patented this technology,
D'avoir les
dude.
mains libres quand j'invoque un monstre et automatiquement.
I know people like to do stuff for the passion, but this could change your family's life.
Revient une fois l'invocation finie. Et ça,
because he programmed it with 3,600 cards. That means he could easily just update it and add more cards and shit.
Plutôt content parce que ça va me permettre d'avoir un live dynamique. Bien sûr, vous doutez que si j'étais
Can you link it? I wish I knew.
Dans chacune de mes cartes. Et
I'm dropping it in the
un
chat.
travail de titan parce que j'ai dû tout simplement pucer 3600 cartes.
So I guess he has some type of ID tag on the back of the card, which then the mat is reading and it creates a 3D replication of it.
Pucer, à les sliver, à les badger parce que 3600 cartes, c'est long. Donc merci.
Which creates the hologram.
2 jours.
I know his phone is blowing up.
Et c'est là qu'on reconnaît les vrais copains.
So it's programmed with holograms. That's crazy. Yeah, he's just tagging and using projector and a Raspberry 5. Shit is cool. I feel like that would get people excited into the game again. Shout out to all the bonjour niggas out there, man. Let me go in the sub box real quick, see what the fuck going on. Let me switch my account. See. Make sure I didn't miss nothing. Shout out to all the bonjour niggas, you know. So I fuck with them. The French all right with me, man. Those two not interested in. Super Troopers 3, not interested in. Hungry, not interested in. Any gameplay? Blackwood official melee combat. What's the Levate? Oscar fracture. Black flag. This nigga Trump sleep during meetings and shit. Peace and reincarnation. New podcast up. Go hit the like button. My guy here buying stocks. How do I add videos to the sub box? You just subscribe to channels and then you hit subscriptions right here on the left side. And it'll take you to your sub box. So that like all the channels you're sub to. Let me find out we've reached a point where like motherfuckers don't know how to use the sub box. I know most people be on the browse page, but damn, I'm really an old head. I still go in am I the only one that still go in the sub box? It's crazy. Wait, what's this? Reverse 1999 Atomic Heart crossover. Dragon Ball Fighters Super Saiyan Goku 4 trailer. Can we get another game? Wemby dropped 35 his first playoff game. Yeah, bro. That man Kevin Durant got injured, bro. Why y'all giving the Lakers hope, bro? All right, let's look at this shit. Blackwood official melee. Oh, this is looking a little full sale.
2007. Just wanted to quickly walk through how we've been handling combat in Blackwood.
Recommendations still good. I don't know if subscribing is worth it. It's just to make sure you get the videos you want.
This one's mostly about.
Is this supposed to be like Max Payne?
The idea wasn't to go fully free flow or fully grounded. It's kind of in between. It feels
Samson too.
do some cool stuff when things line up. One of the bigger challenges for us was getting hits to actually feel like they connect.
Samson slop.
Camera shake, positioning, and IK. So hits actually line up with the enemy instead of just playing through. The camera also helps here. In melee, it stays a bit closer to the player and applies a soft lock toward nearby targets or incoming attacks. But it doesn't take control away. Enemies obviously react back.
I feel like this game's still a long way out. Like a lot of just beta stuff in the background. I don't know. Levate? Shit, what the fuck? Mocha Java Java? Yeah, it was too early to show that gameplay. But a game about somebody who's having coffee withdrawals? What a waste of fucking time, dude. Are you serious? Oscar. Oh, this is an update. This ain't a new game. I ain't never heard of this. Okay. Tim Cook is stepping down as the CEO of Apple. John Turnus, Apple's senior VP of engineering, will become the new CEO in September of 2026. I think this is good. I feel like the Tim Cook era of Apple has been very... There's not much innovation, if at all, across the board, whether the phone, the computers, just a lot of just iterations upon iterations, just kind of coasting off the success of Steve Jobs. So I think it's good that he stepped down. Hopefully with this new CEO, he'll steal features from Android quicker so that we can get him into the iPhone now. Yeah, but Tim Cook ironically did not cook, so I'm glad he's stepping down. He's boring. Let me stop. Anonymous former Marvel Studios visual development team member of recent layoffs. This visual development team was something that Kevin Feige really wanted because, being a comic book fan, he had a particular vision of how things should be translated. This team was very specific, and we were often told that other departments don't like having this team on some sort of politics we were going on. Specifically, costume designs didn't like having us around. The same source claims that other departments would use AI in their work. I don't know if Marvel ever declared that or not, but a lot of them were using it. Not the visual development team, but the art department's costume designers. A separate anonymous laid-off member didn't think AI was a factor. I can tell you it's not because of AI, because they're planning on rehiring, but on a freelance basis. He's saying it's not AI. He's saying they're going to rehire people and pay them less. For those unaware, I read it was like 1,500 people recently got let go from Disney, specifically the Marvel department, and they were the visual development team. These are the people that do the special effects for the Marvel movies. It does make me side-eye Marvel a little bit because people suspect that they're about to start using more AI. So do not be surprised in future Marvel. I don't think it's gonna happen for Doomsday, but after Doomsday, don't be surprised after Doomsday the special effects take a dive. I don't think they'll fuck up Doomsday, but like, don't be surprised afterwards. We're keeping an eye on fucking Marvel, bro. This is a big L. Yep, that became obvious the second the news dropped. They want to freelance them so they don't have to pay them benefits. Yep, they don't have to give them health insurance, and they can pay them less too, which is unfortunate because they're gonna lean on the fact that like, oh, you don't want to work for us? That's fine. We're Marvel. Somebody wants to work for Marvel. That shit is evil, dude. That shit is evil.